What is up, everybody? Beardy here today, and I'm finally bringing you my Random Encounter show. Now, this is the second show because, like an idiot, I forgot to download the first show, and it had expired over on Twitch. So, yeah, you're starting with the second episode, which we were already into the swing of things by then. But I do want to warn you a little bit. The audio quality is not that good because the way it's done at the minute is one person records on their PS4 and we speak in game chat because you can only have a maximum of 8 people in a game chat, and you don't really, with an audience, they wouldn't be able to hear you. So the audio's not the best. There is minimal editing. I'm not an editor. I'm a sound engineer. So there's very minimal editing. But apart from that, all the content is still there. The essence of the show, the entire reason the show exists, is still there. Now, I am looking for an editor to actually properly edit this, and I'm looking for a true, proper way to record this where all the audio is great and all this kind of stuff. Don't have to rely on game chat. I don't know how to do that. If you guys know how to do that, please let me know, so I can do it and get a better quality to this. But apart from that, finally, I'm bringing you Random Encounters on YouTube. So go ahead, enjoy it. It's a long episode today. The next episode is about half an hour long. But yeah, go ahead and enjoy it and let me know what you think in the comment section down below. What is up, everybody? We are talking today about, you ready for this? Nuclear Winter. That's right. Nuclear Winter is now stuck inside of our game as I guess we could call it a beta still. Nothing has changed, really. They've just seen the fact that people loved it so much, they're going to leave it in for us, which is nice of them, but I don't know how they'll be doing things like bug fixing and all that kind of stuff. However, we're going to be talking about that today, and we're also going to be talking about some tips and tricks for any of you out there who have not yet successfully managed to get your first ever winner chicken dinner, even though that's a completely and utterly different game. But that's what we're doing today. So I do again have with me Red, the guy who owns or co-owns or runs, I cannot remember which one, but he works with PKOA, the guys who technically sponsor this entire thing, even though it costs them absolutely nothing whatsoever. And he's going to be coming out because me and him, along with our cameraman Hayes, have been doing teaming over on the Nuclear Winter. So I'm just going to talk to you a little bit of a second about Nuclear Winter. I'll bring him out, we'll do some talking, we'll do some fun, and then we'll see what you guys have to say at the end. So, for those of you out there who don't know or have not yet played Nuclear Winter, which some of you haven't, because you're like, this is not my Fallout experience, what are you talking about? How dare you bring this into my Fallout? I should kill you all and make you eat successfully killing each other. I don't know, you'll probably do something to each other, because that's what you normally do. But Nuclear Winter is a Battle Royale mode that has come, and it's actually probably the best Battle Royale mode that exists on any platform. Now, some of you might have trouble with that because some of you will be people who really love things like PUBG or Fort Shy or anything like that. And yeah, no, this actually does it better. Taking a swig of rum to soothe my voice. But the way that it's done is, instead of being, oh, someone's about to shoot me, let's do a 360 and immediately build an entire tower like Fortnite does, or some of these guns are terribly unbalanced so people only get this one type of gun, we have pretty much perfectly balanced guns. We do have some guns that are a little bit exploitative, and what I mean by that is the radium rifle in game, very good for taking down a person because you not only give them rad damage, which reduces their health because they are an organic enemy, but at the same time the health bar just slowly gets filled up with radiation, and you have to take a Radaway to heal it, and unless you've got a Radaway hotbar, which that is something we'll talk about later on in a minute, unless you've got something hotbarred like that, you're going to have to kill the person killing you first. Not a lot of people will do that. A lot of people will just kind of take it and die. But the radium rifle is a beautiful weapon. But we as people who play Fallout, are being very acceptable, and the acceptance that we are giving upon this new game mode is very nice. There has been some people like don't like it, whatever, and that's fine. The good thing about Fallout at the minute is it has 3 modes. It has just your bog standard campaign, which is where we're sat right now inside of the set. We've got the survival mode, which is the people who want to go and spawn camp, be douches, be all that stupid stuff, because that's still a little bit broken. And then we have, of course, the Battle Royale mode, Nuclear Winter, for those people who want to team up with the mates and do something outside of questing, where it's pew pew pew, da-da-die, let's get down to business. So, with me today is Red. He is behind in the guest quarters, and we're going to be talking about some tips and tricks for Nuclear Winter. Now, it is a little bit weird, Nuclear Winter, because there are already patterns emerging, and we'll talk about them as well. But there's one thing that I'm not going to give away, and I hope Red doesn't give it away, and he can obviously hear me backstage. But there's one thing we're not going to give away, and that is our spawn locations. Because if we give away our spawn locations, I don't want you turning up when I'm playing the game and killing me instantaneously. So let's kick it off. Red, come on down, join me on the sofa, and let's talk about some good old-fashioned PvPing. And I can, of course, see you over there. You're not really that stealthy, Red. Welcome. Yeah, thanks for coming on down. Take a seat, my man, take a seat. So, Red.
How's it going, guys?
For me, it's going good. I don't know about them, though. I do know that we have been having a buttload of fun playing the new PvP mode, Nuclear Winter.
Yeah. And
me,
to be honest,
Hayes.
I've never played a Battle Royale game in my life, unless Super Smash Brothers counts.
I don't think Super Smash Brothers does count. I tell you what does count: PUBG, Apex Legends, Fortnite, the original PlayerUnknown's Battleground, which is not the one that was turned into the PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, which became that really stupid streaming thing. It was the original mod that the guy created over on Armour, so that's probably the original Battle Royale. I don't actually think there's anything before that. But yeah, if you've never played a Battle Royale mode before, you are extremely adept at killing people. Yeah, how many times have we won now? 7, 8? Can't remember.
Like 10. Personally on my own.
Apparently by the cameraman's count, 10. Oh yeah, well, me and Hayes have obviously been doing stuff off to the side, but you have been around when we have used the nuclear football.
Yeah, I mean, I watched that, and that was some devastating stuff, guys.
Oh God!
Super smart on your part. Super, brilliant.
This is. I'm not trying to. For anybody viewing at home, I'm not trying to sound like a douche, but a lot of people just go into the Battle Royale mode and shoot. They don't really think.
Oh yeah.
Tactically.
People go ham on each other. When I understand the adrenaline, but you can get an adrenaline by just staying alive too. You know. Yeah,
I mean, yesterday me and Hayes were playing a few matches just as ourselves. It was literally just me and him, and it wasn't like, right, how are we going to do this? We're going to Rambo it. Let's do it. It wasn't any of that. It was literally, let's just try and be a little bit sneaky. Try and find some weapons, try and find armor, and then, pick people off if we see them. We would get into fights. We weren't just like, oh, we're going to cower back here. We would get into fights and stuff, but for the main part, we were being very, I don't want to say tactical, because that just makes you sound like one of those weird guys that's like, oh, I was well tactical, me. But no, we were playing it smart. We weren't playing it, I don't want to say dumb. We weren't playing it in a way that, we were stood in the middle of a road shooting into the air going, come and get us, guys.
And that's something that a lot of people don't realize. You're not going to get as much XP. The more XP you get is basically from being how long you have stayed alive. I mean, that's where the XP comes in if you're looking for that. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah,
it
I
is.
try. I try not to engage unless I have to, or I get a good shot off somebody.
Well, it's like when we've played, it's always been four of us, so we've kind of had the group advantage against solo players or teams of two. Teams of three, we're normally pretty evenly matched against. But what I've noticed when playing with you guys is instead of instead, like, if we find someone in a place where we have height advantage, we don't immediately take the shot. We wait it out. We see what's going to happen, and then one of us will be like, right, I think we can take them now because either they were fighting someone,
Yeah.
or and we've been smart with it, which is why I think but the battle royale mode is working more. It works better on Fallout than it does with any of the other games that were streamed that I've ever seen, and that's because a lot of the streams that I've seen, and that includes famous people streaming like Dr. Disrespect and all that kind of stuff, or really small streamers like some of my friends. A lot of it is just find a crate, get a gun, shoot anything that in sight. Don't sit and wait. There are a few people who will sit and wait, and wait for the perfect shot or wait for the perfect moment, or try and sneak up on a person in a bush or anything like that. Not a lot of people do that. A lot of people camp. Camping's a thing. We've seen a lot of camping, and it's just I don't know. It's with the Fallout people, with the Fallout community. It seems that we're kind of a little bit more sensible when it comes to engagements. I wonder why that is.
Well, I know tons of Fallout, players because of our community, PKOA. We have 90 people in our organization across all platforms. And something I can tell you about Fallout fans is they're not the bum rush kind of people. They are thinkers, man. They are tactical. They want to know how I can do this. Hopefully the risk will outweigh the reward, or like
Yeah,
they're mathematics.
I think that comes more from the fact that Fallout's always been a single player game, and it's had to teach you about getting into specific situations. Like, I know in Fallout 4, right at the beginning, because not always right at the beginning, because sometimes I've been an idiot, but most of the time right at the beginning of the game, I've always picked my battles because I know there'll be a Deathclaw around the corner or something
Yeah.
that is just gonna utterly decimate me because all I've got is like a 10mm pistol, or there's a group of raiders I could probably beat, but I don't have the healing items. So it's you kind of sit and weigh up your options, and at the end of the day, I think that's what changes the relationship between Fallout players and a battle royale mode with Nuclear Winter, and other players that would play things like Call of Duty or basically Rambo games, which is and I'm not saying that as a bad thing, because I love Call of Duty. I've got pretty sure I've still got the original Call of Duties and stuff, but the online community is shoot first, shoot again, shoot some more, nuke the area with a kill streak, and then ask questions. Whereas in this one, it's not asking questions; it's questioning yourself before initiating any of the fight. And I think that's what makes us. And once again, I'm not trying to be that guy who's like, yeah, we're better than everyone else. But I think that's what makes bringing a battle royale game mode into what has always pretty much just been a RPG. It kind of makes us better players.
Oh, absolutely. Especially when we know the stats of weapons, because we've been using these weapons for years.
Yeah, I mean, some of them I haven't. I've never really used the lever actions or anything before. But immediately, I've discovered a love for the lever action rifle in Battle Royale, because it's just,
Oh, yeah.
it's I mean, what is it? It's like with the master rifleman perk, long shot. I am able to hit a 300 plus single shot onto anybody, as long as they're not wearing power armor. The person I shot was wearing scout armor, so marine armor might reduce the damage a little bit more. But yeah, it's like 45 caliber. Like even the Thompson, I love the Thompson.
And a non-Fallout player who has never played, much Fallout before is not going to know those advantages and what those weapons can do or what those armors can do. They're comfortable in our hands, and I think that gives.
Yeah, I mean, it's like if I rattled off a couple of weapons, you could probably tell me what they're good against and what they're not good against. So if I said laser rifle, what's the laser rifle good against?
Metal. Anything metal combat, because leather, leather's going to absorb it.
There we go. Leather. See, what's the best armor to protect you against? Let's say combat rifle.
Probably either marine or combat.
Mm-hmm.
Or metal. Metal is the highest defense in this game, and it's so underrated. But ballistic damage, metal is amazing.
See,
but
it's
it
not
has
bad.
Horrible energy resistance.
Yeah,
but that's the trade-off.
Terrible. Yeah, but see, I think that's why bringing a battle royale mode to an RPG game gives it a little bit of merit, because everything in an RPG game has to have its pluses and negatives, whereas in a shoot 'em up game, the only really negatives you'll find are things like, ammo capacity and stuff like that. Yeah, reload and recoil.
New people are going to pick up the gun and be like, oh, it's got good damage, I'm going to use it. Let's go. And when they don't, like for me, when I'm playing Battle Royale, I choose my weapons. If I got something that I know I'm not going to be able to use, and I know it's really picky because you're limited to what you can have. It's all luck of the draw when you come to a stash. But if I got, say, 2 weapons that I know that are going to give me advantage, I'll dump everything else. You got to worry about that carry weight.
Yeah, well, you're restricted to 100 carry weight, even with the strong back perk. You don't really have the freedom to customize your special perks, your perk cards right off the bat. You're kind of given a basic thing, and then you've got to work to get, your other one. So for a while, until you get a couple of perk cards, or do some in-game, like in the game mode, like kill 50 people or use 25 stim packs and anything like that gives you perk card packs, you are pretty damn much limited at the beginning of the game, which puts everybody on an even playing field.
Yeah, and the only advantage you have is your knowledge of the game.
Yeah, see, this is the thing that I know for a fact. Hayes, my cameraman, will most likely go either handmade for the 5.56, which has got good damage, or will go energy weapons because they're particularly good against a lot of people. And I will most likely go with the Thompson route, the lever action route, or maybe a high-powered weapon. And you tend to just go jack of all trades. Now, I don't think I've ever pinpointed down anything you actually specifically use.
I look for something. Okay, I look for the crossbow because I can take down animals silently.
Yeah.
And I was actually really lucky to come across the commando max level card.
You didn't, did you?
Game. Yeah. So I used the automatic radium rifle. Is like my favorite thing to use.
Oh yeah, well I think we all love the. I think everybody can praise the radium rifle, as in praise Atom for the radium rifle.
If I get an automatic weapon and a crossbow, then I am not looking for any other weapon. If I come across a sniper rifle, that's awesome. But I'm mostly going to use it to scout the area.
Yeah, I mean, if I get a lever action rifle, I'm always looking for the scope on it, because that's probably the best way to enter any situation. is scope it out from a distance, then approach, but approach crouched,
I'll tell
and
you
then
a really good,
yeah,
a really good tactic. I also lucked out and got the max level demolition expert, and I will throw grenades just to distract people. You know, not trying to kill them. I mean, cross my fingers that I kill them.
yeah, get some of that splash damage going.
Yeah, but mostly distracting. If it lands in a certain spot, they're gonna look that way first.
Well, I know I know for a fact that I do this myself, but if someone throws a grenade in my direction, I immediately sprint directly at them because that whole grenade throwing animation can't be. I don't think they updated it with the nuclear winter. You know how they've done the updates to the animations where if you're pulling a trigger and you go to swap weapon or reload, but you've still got bullets in, you can immediately go back to firing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like a secondary.
Yeah, I don't know if they've done that for grenades, because if someone lobs a grenade, you're stuck in that animation for a second, which means you're not shooting for a second, which means people can lead bullets into you for a second.
Man. Well, see, that's the thing where you need to find, okay, this is going to be one of my tips, guys. Bushes are your friend.
Yes. How many times have we sat in a bush for like 5 minutes?
I mean, yeah, and I always crouch before I throw the grenade too, so that bush threw that grenade, I didn't throw that grenade.
Yeah, blame the foliage. It's finally trying to get back at us for destroying the ozone. One of my tips would be find a combat shotgun and treat it like it's the last thing on the earth, because people I mean, I've come across... we've been playing it for a week. I think I've come across about 5 people using the combat shotgun outside of me, and they decimate with it. I mean, we had a game yesterday, me and Hayes, where I sadly did not have a combat shotgun, but I had a pump shotgun, and I knocked out 2 teams by myself while they were trying to find me and kill me, and that's because there is a pairing I hate myself that I'm going to give this away, because not a lot of people I've seen use it, and it utterly decimates anything in its path. Take a combat shotgun, fill it full of ammo, go find a couple of stealth boys, and then wait until the circle gets really small, then pop your first stealth boy and kill everything in sight. And funnily enough, it's kind of broken at the minute, because normally when you like in game, when you fire with a stealth boy, you reveal yourself a little bit, you get a little marker. As far as I know, in Nuclear Winter, as soon as you pull the trigger, you're still invisible. No little red dot pops up or anything, so it basically makes you the Sandman. But instead of a pistol or a knife, it's a combat shotgun that goes through, I think it's a 10-round magazine in about 3 seconds, which is enough to kill 3 people.
And also, aim for the head and the legs.
Oh god, yes. This is my I'm going to call it my submachine gun tip. This works for both the 45 and the 10mm. Aim at the groin and hold the trigger, because the thing with the 45 and the 10mm is they don't go up far. That's the thing. They don't and straight off the fucking screen. They just go up a good decent amount. But if you aim at the groin, by the time you've ran out of bullets in that clip, you will have gone from groin to head and killed them.
Yeah, that's an amazing, because a lot of people don't. If they've never picked up those kind of guns before, they don't know that. I mean, hopefully you'll get that ground hammer, or I think it's called something like that. That perk card, that will help out a lot. But if you don't have it, man, yeah.
Is that the one that is it reducing recoil, or?
Yes, from automatic weapons though.
Oh well, I mean, even if you had the commando perk, that reduces your recoil as well, doesn't it? Or is it rifleman? I don't know. One of them reduces your recoil. But yeah, no. The one thing we found as well is playing in a class-based system. Like, you know, I'm sniper. One person we don't have was today, which is Pickle Rick. Pickle is he's heavy weapons and demolition guy. He's all, you know, grenade launchers, all that kind of stuff. you and Hayes are kind of commando style stuff with your fast firing weapons and stuff. I'm kind of well. I mean, I don't want to say I'm both long range and close range, but I'm primarily long range with scoped weapons. But I always keep a combat shotgun with me, and that's given us victory so many times.
Something some people I've seen them do is like if you keep either an automatic or a real light gun on you, then switch. Never run with your weapon equipped, because if you have a heavy weapon equipped and you're running, man, you're not going to get far, especially if you're trying to outrun that storm.
Yeah.
But me, I always keep my back to the storm. Always.
Yeah,
I know people say that a lot, but
that's what we are. We are. I guess we're storm huggers. I guess you could say.
Yeah.
I mean, we've always got our arse cooking on the fire because the storm is our friend. I mean, yeah, sure. As soon as it reaches about 30 seconds, we sprint for our lives. But I mean, yesterday when me and Hayes won, we sat in the. We didn't sit at the edge of the storm. We realised, oh shit, someone could be really close to us. Let's go into the storm because we can survive for like a minute or two. Let everybody get a bit close together, and then obviously I came out of nowhere with the nuclear football. That was pretty funny.
Dude, yeah, we ran into the storm because we couldn't survive the nuclear blast, but if we just blow it all up and go into the storm, we'd live longer. So
yeah,
I mean,
and we won.
That's a tactic.
I mean, I probably shouldn't give this away, but our tactic is find the nuclear football and then wait until the circle gets almost to its smallest and then drop the nuclear bomb just outside of where the circle is, so that we've got that little sliver of life to sit inside of. You could always just heal up, throw on some Rad-X, throw on some Radaway, run into the storm, and then drop the nuke, and you'll win. And we've always won when had a nuke.
That instant drop, though, kills a lot of people in the area, though. I mean, it has me.
Yeah, I mean, there's a video on my channel where literally it was us four. I'm pretty sure it was our team, me, you, Hayes, and his girlfriend, and we were just on a cliff, and there was one guy left, and we didn't know where he was. And I was like, I've got the nuclear football. Might as well call it a nuke. And I'm pretty sure it was my first nuke, or maybe my second nuke. And dropped it in, and just before it hit, looked down the hill, and there was the guy who had just popped out from behind a tree, knew he was going to die, and just kind of looked up at me like, congratulations, you've done this. Why have you done this to me? Congratulations, but why have you done this to me? And I don't get this. People don't go for the nuke, which is really stupid, because in a game where having the biggest gun normally means you win, a nuke's a pretty big gun.
Yes, but I don't know. I tend to tell people, okay? I mean, I tend to, if somebody's in the distance from me, say like a group of 3 or 4, I will tell them, and hopefully somebody will else kill them, and then I can come in and scoop up whoever's left. I know that might sound like a coward's way, but
Yeah, but no offense, but if there was, let's take this real life for a second. If there was a group, let's say there was 4 military people, whatever, we're just throwing, it's a random scenario, people might correct me on this in the future, but let's say there's a war going on, there's 3 countries at war, and there's 3 teams of 4, right? 1 for each country. Let's say America is tailing, let's say, I don't know, Serbia or Russia or whatever. Like there's an eastern group, and they're walking around. They're like, yeah, let's go find some people, let's go kill them. The Americans is like, there's a group over there, let's tail them and see what happens. And then let's say, I'm trying to think of another bad guy. Let's say the Koreans, because let's throw the Koreans into this war. The Koreans spot the Russians before they spot the Americans, and they immediately engage. The Americans are not going to go, let's engage. They're going to go, let's see who kills each other first, and then engage.
I mean, why waste your ammo? It's finite number of ammo that we're gonna get. We can't go craft more.
No, and I think that's what I like about the game. Those people who are gung-ho and spray and pray never kill you.
I'll tell you one thing that has got me a win before, and I tend to do this. I will become a tree. I will find the nicest tree I can possibly be and become one with it. And then if I see somebody go across me, I will hit them. They'll look back to where I was, and I've already wrapped myself around the other side of the tree. And I can see them coming towards me, and I just keep going around the tree. I'm playing Ring Around the Rosie with them.
Yeah. I mean, another tip, third person is your ally.
Oh, a downed companion giving you a extra set of eyes? That's amazing.
Yep. I just need to eat right now, else I'm going to die.
I need to drink something as well.
Yeah, let's just munch while we're on stage, shall we? And we can keep talking. How awesome is that? But yeah, no, third person has saved my ass in so many ways. I'm trying to think of the best way that third person has actually saved my ass in this game, and it would probably be... Do you know what? I know exactly what it would be. It would be going up against Final Render released seven tips to help you with, getting your first win. Some of them were all right. Some of them were good. There was one that I completely and utterly did not agree with, and that is have the high ground. What he said was go the long way around. So, like we've had trouble where we're trying to outrun the storm, but we've got to go up a big mountain, so we've had to billy goat it. He says go around, and I was like, right, okay. And then I watched it, and he was like, the high ground, it is always a good advantage because you've got a nice view of the area and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, right, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But funnily enough, you can actually kill people better by hugging the cliff that the person is on.
Absolutely. And
then sneaking up and billy goating up round the side, because you've got that third-person view that allows you to get really high to the ledge. They haven't seen you because the ledge doesn't give them that ability to look underneath, and then you go, oh look, there's two people there, but one of them's separate. So you pop up, throw a couple of grenades, like maybe a cryo grenade or a Molotov, pop a bloke with a shotgun, jump back down the hill, and they have to then come down the hill to get you, but you can see where they're coming from, so you just hug that cliff face and pop as many people as you can, bippity boppity boop, you've just, wiped out a team, hopefully.
Absolutely. I mean, I'd rather... Because, I mean, we wear stuff that blends in anyway to the side. I mean, if you wear gray, like, I don't take this beanie off. This beanie is my luck beanie.
Yeah.
It looks just like a rock. I got a rock on my head.
Well, yeah, I've found that with... Because sadly enough, I can't wear my postal uniform when wearing armour, but I can wear my postal hat. I can wear my postman's hat, and it kind of makes your head look like a rock a little bit, I've noticed. So you're able to just sit behind a rock and just, kind of just look at people, and they don't know you're there, and it's pretty funny.
I'm pretty sure people don't... I've already known this, but it's really smart. If you're in the lobby, or as soon as you drop in the world, take off your vault suit, man. I know people have talked about this, but it's true. It's so much better if you don't have that bright blue showing. So much better.
Yeah, I would give a counterpoint to that, which is only really take off your vault suit if you don't have the skin color pale, because you can see that person standing out like a big signal flare in a bush. Like if they're in a bush and they're just wearing armor, but they've got that pale bit of skin showing through, it kind of throws off the look of the bush, and you're like, right, okay, there's a person in that bush.
Oh, that's why I paint my face.
Yeah, no, this is the thing. The cosmetics actually help you in game. It's really weird. People have had a go at the cosmetics in the game, saying, "Oh, they're too expensive. Oh, this, that." Maybe they did it for a reason. Maybe they did it because they knew Nuclear Winter was coming out, and a specific face paint or clothing can help you hide in a bush.
Yeah. And I know a lot of people are probably going to be against it. A lot of people see power armor. I want to talk about power armor, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to be a tank. No, nobody's going to be able to take me down." You are a huge target. And
funnily enough, you're a huge weak target, because unless you've got the perk cards that benefit power armor, you basically just take a little bit less damage
And it really doesn't matter if you have camo paint on your power armor. The noise of you walking,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, we played with. I don't want to throw this guy under the bus, but yesterday we played with a guy where I swear to God I wanted to bang my head against the sharp edge of a radiator because he was this terrible, right? And it wasn't all his fault, but he had power armor and he thought I'll crouch. And I was like, no, you idiot! You not only have you just made yourself the size of a rock, instead of being a skinny dude in a bit of armor, you've now just made yourself a massive rock that's crouching. But when you crouch, you still make a lot of noise. It's just no, don't do. And then like in the next match when we had him, and this is a tip, right? If you're carrying a bolty, don't fire unless one. You're actually hidden and no one knows where you are. And two, you're going to hit. Seriously, this guy had a bolt-action sniper rifle with no scope, which makes it the worst weapons I have in the first place. And he was trying to shoot people that was like crouched behind a tree and a small hill, which basically meant they had, almost full body coverage, where he was stood in a fucking bush like a moron, and he was just trying to pop him with his bolty. And I was like, "Swap, you got a damn weapon, or I'm going to kill myself." And of course he went down because, two people. He did have other weapons. He had automatic weapons and stuff, but he was like, "No, the bolty will work." And you know what? The bolty didn't work because it's not. Pick your gun for your scenario. Close range, take a shotgun or a submachine gun. Medium range, take a combat rifle and sometimes a shotgun, because I know for a fact you can long range kill people with a shotgun, like you're skeet shooting, and that's hilarious. And for long range, take a sniper rifle, but only if you know you can hit.
That man, I was just crossbow to the face. If you can sneak up on somebody, crossbow to the face.
And the fact that the crossbow fires 3 shots.
Yeah. I mean, I've been paired with, rank 0 people, and I've had them follow around, and they're not, I wish there was an emote to it. I could be like on Forrest Gump. He's always telling us to get down and shut up. I wish I had that in me.
It would be nice to have hand gestures that only your team could see.
But there is an advantage to having new people, unexperienced people on your team. They can they can be sponge. A decoy.
Yeah. Oh god, yeah. Me and Dylan, not me and Dylan. Me and Hayes threw him to the fire. It was just like, this guy's no good. He's just going to keep getting us killed. What are we going to do? And he was stupid. He had no idea what he was doing. So it was just like, right, let's use him as a decoy. And then he got shot, went down. We killed the people, got him back up, rinse and repeat. Seriously, some people in this game mode are a bit weird.
Yeah, I mean, I understand new people. That's exactly what I was talking about. They're probably not Fallout players because
true
coming in
they don't
the whole
crouching.
Free to play.
You can move. You need to crouch, run or crouch. Those are the only. You don't need to walk. Never walk.
Well, no. I mean, me and Hayes discovered a really good tactic yesterday, which is run crouch, which is where you sprint for like 20, well, not even 20 seconds, you sprint for like 3 seconds, and then immediately crouch. And then you wait, and you do it again. And it worked really well. I always pick
my next bush before I move.
Yes. I think that's a joint tip from me and you. Always admire your surroundings. Keep your eyes out for the next bush. It baffles me sometimes. Like, there'll be teams that... There are teams that are actually really smart. They're like when I was playing solo, I witnessed a team take out another team by actually injuring themselves. What they did was they were running up a hill, and yes, they had the height advantage, but not all of them had the best armor. So I was like, right, okay, let's see how this plays out. And the people that were following them had marine armor, and one guy was in power armor. But the guys who were running away up the hill had had a combat shotgun. I think 2 combat rifles, and one bloke had the China Lake, and there was a little choke point
where you could only just kind of like you'd had to single file up it. You'd like jump up it, Billy got it, and the guys weren't stupid. There was a ledge. They went onto the ledge. As soon as the enemy team bunched up to get up this little jump, the guy with the China Lake went thunk, did a buttload of damage to everybody, and then the other people jumped off the ledge and sacrificed a little bit of fall damage. But because you now have you literally have this almost vertical style Batman death going on, because you jump off the ledge, you can fire, and if they're looking, they can fire, but you can't look all the way up perfectly. But you can still look down 100% perfectly, so you kind of just like fly over the top of them, going, you know, thunk with these combat rifles, hitting them mostly in the head because you're above them, and you know you've just wiped out an entire team that had your ass on fire until you realised, you know, if sometimes I have to sacrifice a little bit of my health to take out this enemy team, and it was a beautiful play, and they killed me eventually because I thought, you know what, I'm just by myself. It's me and two other teams. Turned out one of the other teams that were there was that team, and I was behind them, and I had a handmade, but I only had like 20 shots in it, so I just went thunk into the back of a guy, you know, killed him, and then they just turned around and went thunk into me. I went, all right, see you in a bit, guys. And you know,
something else. Share with your team. Some people, like I had this one guy who he knew the place. I was following him. You know, we deployed in the same place. I was like, he's a high level. I'll see what this guy knows. No one was around us, but this guy, he took every bit of stash that there was and ran, leaving me and the other guys with nothing. You know, he didn't communicate with us.
And then when he leaves,
and you know what happened?
Take the ammo anyways.
About 2 minutes later, he was downed, and so that didn't help him whatsoever. Share with your people, man. Help each other out.
There's this weird thing going on with, like when not when a random team gets made, but when maybe 2 people or 3 people working together gets that rando put on their team, and then they do something, you know, like they nick everything and then they run off. One, they have this weird entitlement kind of thing where they expect you to follow, and you're like, right, okay. And then 2, if they get down from their incompetence, they expect you to get them up, risk everything, life or limb, fucking, you know, do backflip over bullets and save me, please. And it's like, no, that's not how it goes. The way it goes is you go, like when I do it, when I'm playing, when we're all playing together, not just me, but I will loot everything I can within sight, and then we'll meet up somewhere and we'll go, right, we've got this, who needs this, who needs that, and then we'll spend 5 minutes sitting ducks, because that's what we sit in the middle of a road and go, who needs this, who needs that, and someone could just go, hey, look, there's a team over there, boom, but no, never happens. But you know, dish everything out. No, I mean we Billy go. I mean, I'd like to, we've climbed so many mountains that you guys have now understood what I mean by billy goating, which is, you know, we're going to have to billy goat this. Oh yeah, we're going to have to climb a mountain. He's come up with, you know, I say this billy goating thing, and people are just like, what do you mean billy goating? Billy goats in real life climb mountains. That's what we're going to have to do, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have to billy goat up the side of this mountain. Oh, all right.
A lot of people. Another thing is, like, we're really familiar with the area. People that are joining Fallout for the first time now, just because they heard it's a battle royale and just because they heard it's successful, they don't know the area. We've been in this. Yeah. They said it themselves. We've been here since the year 1. We are year 1.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, but I've been here since, you know, the first day of the beta.
Same, and this is my home.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we Flatwoods, which is where the battle royale currently takes place. I know Flatwoods like the back of my hand because in the campaign, as it were, Flatwoods is where I go to farm stuff for stimpaks. So, you know, I need to healing salves and stimpaks. So I know the area because I walk through it I walk through it about 3 times a day, making a healing salve run, getting my soot flower, getting my blood leaf, running down to the river, getting my water, boiling it up, making them, selling them at White Springs, and I know the area off the back of my hand. But you know, people come in and they're just like, oh yeah, give me this gun. What's this gun do? What's this? Oh, right, here we go. Pew pew pew. Oh, I'm out of bullets. And then, you know, an entire team goes, "Oh, this guy has no idea what he's doing," and just wipes him out.
Yeah, like a lot of people go straight into the town. You know what? That's where all the loot is.
Oh.
I'd rather scour the outskirts of a town. Hopefully,
yeah.
fingers crossed.
I think just before we end today, because we're just about to hit the 45-minute mark, I think what we'll do is we'll talk spawning, right? Okay, because we have a massive giggle when it comes to watching people spawn.
Yeah.
And we're not, don't give away where we spawn. That's our prerogative. You know, we spawn in specific areas because of specific reasons. But just, I mean, what do you think? We've played countless matches. We've seen people spawning in probably every location on the map. What do you think is the weirdest, or maybe the obvious kind of thing that really is a bad way to spawn? If you kind of get what I'm saying, like where we spawn, that's a good place to spawn because it gives us time. It gives us, you know, a chance to gather our surroundings and everything. Whereas the 20 odd people that spawn at Camp McClintock, it's literally grab a weapon and shoot, or run for your life with no weapon and either be tracked down or, you know, finally get a weapon, but you're all by yourself. So what's your take on the way people are spawning at the minute?
I mean, follow someone that is, you know, has a little bit more experience than you. When you do spawn, make sure that you lock in memory where those containers are. They might not always be there the next time, but 50% of the time, you know, it's a 50-50 that they're going to be there. So remember where those are. I would stay away from towns. That's where people are going to go. That's where all the loot is. I would stay away from roads. Yeah. You know, if you pick a outfit and it's not gray, and you spawn in a road, and somebody's near you, man, that's like you walking, dressing in all black and going to Antarctica. You know?
Yeah, pretty obvious. Yeah, Joe, I would say that as well. I mean, me and Hayes, the cameraman, were experimenting with spawns yesterday just for a bit of fun. And we did actually come across quite an interesting spawn before we went off for the night, which was two teams spawned perfectly in a line, like it was, you know, two like British redcoats versus,
like,
you know,
6 or 7
it was
people
weird.
Perfectly in a line, dude. Like it looked like it was entirely intentional. Like it was so close. It looked like a little, like a critter, like an insect or something, just crawling across the map. Like, what the heck was it?
It was weird.
If I spawn near a building, I don't spawn. I try my hardest not to go inside that building, not to spawn inside that building. I'd rather spawn on the outside of the building, run in, run out, instead of, you know, having 4 walls around me where I can't get out in time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
instead of spawning inside of a steel trap, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's actually something that I've changed a little bit. And now where we spawn, the 2 to 3 locations we have, I know exactly where the crates are. I know exactly where the entrances and exits are, and most of the time I'll know where things like the power armor are or the good chests are. And if I'm going to spawn inside of a building, like we do at one of the locations, I have a route where I follow it and I get out. I don't go no, and then loiter in the building for a bit. It's literally go to where I need to go, do what I need to do, get out, meet up with you guys, let's go.
However, what's familiar.
Yeah, exactly. Do what's. I mean, you know, it will save your life. You know, familiarity. You know, you'll be able to spot that thing that's out of sync. You know, like if there's someone crouch hiding behind a barrel, but you've got a little bit of height advantage and you just see it out the corner of your eye because you've run through that building like 50 times in a row. You'll be like, wait a minute, and you know your radar will be like, boop, and you just go and then take them out, and that'll be a combatant that you no longer have to deal with, and it's pretty good.
Yeah.
But I do think that is it for tonight's show. We've almost gone a full hour, and me and you would probably still start dying of starvation and dehydration So, if anybody in the audience has questions, they are more than likely welcome to ask the questions. However, if no one has any questions, and you can also ask questions on the chat if you're following this on the stream. But if you have no questions, we will sign off for the night and probably go and kick some ass on Battle Royale.
Seems like we're all good.
Right, okay then, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you for coming along, everybody who's enjoyed it. Don't forget, I am a YouTuber, so you can check me out on YouTube at Captain Beardy. The guy next to me, Red, and my cameraman, Hayes, they run a subreddit called the PKO, which they help people out in need. So you can check that out, but apart from that,